There were a handful of movies based off of the LEGO Star Wars theme released between 2005 and 2022. 8 films in the 17-year span to be exact. I've personally never seen any of them, even though my roommate owns a DVD of one for some reason. So I thought it would be fun to take a day and watch all of them with my friend Andrew. You might remember Andrew from the LEGO Star Wars Hunger Games video, or the Bar Crawl video, or even the movie we made, Go Buy My Movie. But he's as big of a LEGO Star Wars fan as I am. It is possible we missed 1 or 2 short movies along the way when making this list, but I cross-referenced my choices with Wikipedia and IMDb to be sure we touched on everything. If we missed something or you want to see us do this kind of video for the TV shows, let me know down below. First up, we had Revenge of the Brick. This one, along with the following 2, are only a few minutes long and are short films rather than featured full-length movies. In regards to this movie specifically, the shorter the better. It's infamous for being one of the ugliest movies ever made, and I don't think I could say anything to explain it better than our initial reaction to seeing the Dooku and Anakin minifigures. Oh god.
Ew! What the hell is that? Should we record this for the live? Ew!
It is recording.
Oh, okay.
Get out of here. It follows a loose story revolving around droids landing on Kashyyyk, and that really is all there is to say. There's no voice acting and everybody looks so scary, but there are some neat ideas. I mean, look at this space scene. I think whenever they're in space, like forcing their own ship, it's kind of cool. Like, this is awesome. There is this other cool thing Anakin does where he, like, boomerangs his lightsaber, which might have been the main inspiration for that attack in the LEGO Star Wars 3 video game. Maybe not, but I still think it's a neat connection. Then, near the end of the movie, Yoda shows up. Oh, where are we? Is this Yavin?
Yeah.
Oh!
Ew. I guess that kind of just is what he looks like.
Yeah, but he's like tall. He's the same height as the battle droids.
Yeah, they didn't give him the little legs. They gave him full legs.
While researching for this binge watch, I found a How It's Made video narrated by Mark Hamill himself, which goes over just like the basics of the animation process. It's pretty neat. I just wish it was for like any of the other movies. What were your thoughts on the first one we watched? The attack of the what was it? Revenge of the Brick.
Revenge of the Brick.
Revenge of the Brick.
My initial thoughts were like, oh, this looks gross and it's bad. But then when I found out it was the Gendy Wars Season 2 like special feature thing, I was like, all right, they got me.
They got me.
They got me. This, I remember watching it when I was 5 and being like, oh, this is so epic. I can't wait to play later.
Yeah, that one did nothing for me. I'm gonna be real. That
one was nostalgic because this is likely going to be the only one that I've seen before.
Yeah.
So I got the nostalgia from that one. But other than that, nothing.
I do like how gross Yoda looked. I think
it's crazy because once you saw the rest of the people, Yoda didn't look that bad.
He looked like he looks in the regular like 2000 or 1999 Phantom Menace like DVD.
Yeah.
Next up, we had the quest for R2-D2. I was trying to figure out where I'd heard that title before while watching it, and then realized that there was a super old Flash game by the same name that I remember playing when I was around like 8 or 9 years old. The plot is quite simple. R2 goes missing, and Anakin goes to find him. It's peppered with tons of little references to Indiana Jones and other random characters, and it definitely feels more inspired, like they had fun making this one. It also just looks not like this. That's a pretty big point in my book. At the end of the day, though, this one felt mostly like an extended advertisement for the toy than its own creative project. That one was okay. I think, obviously had a better animation style, but they also did still kind of look uncanny.
Seeing Anakin at first was like, ew. But then it was like, okay, like the Clone Wars minifig style. You don't see that very much in things, and I kind of liked it.
Well, it's because all their themes are based off live action, and that was the first theme. I think they really based off like a cartoon look or a more stylized look, and like let's make the eyes just fucking huge. But next up, I think we have Bombad Bounty, which it sounds like it's gonna be a Jar Jar one.
Wait for Jar Jar.
Let's see if we can get it going. Yeah. If the quest for R2-D2 was them having fun, then Bombad Bounty felt like a blank check. They were just doing whatever they wanted in this movie, and it pays off. It follows the events of the original trilogy, but with the subtle change that there is a Gungan janitor who just keeps messing things up, and Darth Vader orders a hit on him. It's such a genuinely funny premise, and nearly every bit lands. This is a better characterization of Boba Fett than the Boba Fett TV show. He should have never stopped being a guy that sucks at his job but also looks like really cool. They packed this thing with like 8 Indiana Jones references too for some reason, including Mola Ram? You can tell the animation studio had a better grasp of what they wanted to do here, and I loved it. So that was Bombad Bounty. That was by far the best one we've seen so far.
That was a little bit better than like just a little boy toy sale ad.
They also there were jokes that were somewhat funny. There were like, oh, here's an Indiana Jones thing there. Here's boy failure Boba Fett once again.
It does really date it having like Indy involved because Lego has given up on Indiana Jones.
Disney has. I mean,
everybody has.
No, either way, this is a good one. I liked it. There was the Lego charm that I think was missing from the first two because they were just little boy toy ads. Now we're getting into the real movies. They're gonna be 20 minutes long minimum from here on out. How to watch Lego Star Wars Holiday Special as 120 TikToks. We'll do it like that. From here on out, the movies went from 5-minute shorts to 20 minutes plus, giving the team more room to experiment with a real story and real dialogue because we finally have consistent voice acting. Andy and I also realized that we aren't the target audience for these, obviously, and decided we needed to experience these movies the same way we would have as kids. So we busted out some TCG while we got through the Padawan Menace. Hands down, this was the best movie we had seen so far. It follows a group of Padawans who accidentally get sent to Tatooine thanks to a kid named Ian, who keeps causing trouble. Ian ended up sneaking aboard Yoda's ship instead, which was heading to Hoth to receive some secret battle plans. Eventually, Yoda, Ian, and Commander Cody head to Tatooine to save the younglings from a Rancor, where the craziest reveal since the I am your father speech happens.
Ian.
Oh, but my name's not Ian. I'm Hoth.
Oh!
Pleasure to meet you, Master Sailor.
Yeah, whatever, Goldie Pants.
I'm glad you'll never see him again.
Yeah, somehow, this worked for us. The movie was also genuinely funny. Like, there's this reoccurring bit that Vader wants to be in every scene of the movie, even though it's before his time, and George Lucas has to keep kicking him off his set. It has the same charm I grew up loving from the Lego video games, and it translated perfectly here. That one was really good.
Yeah, that one was funny.
I like the Darth Vader bits. I think those were cute. The reveal at the end that's Han Solo.
Crazy.
That was
There were good references in there. It was whimsical. It was cute. Like, this one felt like it was something.
That was just a solid. I'm surprised at how much I didn't like. That wasn't nothing. That was something.
Yeah, that was. I don't know. That's like I've got 20 minutes before I have to go somewhere. Let me just put something on, and it's gonna be fine. It's something worth watching.
While the Padawan Menace struck a great balance of Lego humor and story, Empire Strikes Out definitely sacrificed a bit of its story for more gags. It wasn't unwatchable or anything, but it was hardly engaging. The story is of the rebels going from Yavin to Hoth, while Palpatine revives Darth Maul to help Vader with the task of hunting them down. Maul ends up overseeing the production of a new super weapon, making it look like his face, which, it was kind of silly, but like I said, the plot just sort of goes nowhere. Han and Leia try to get help from Gungans, so we get Lego Boss Gunga once again, that's pretty cool, and Luke is swarmed by a bunch of teenage girls super fans. It's funny, but then the movie is just over. This one didn't do anything for me. It's, to me, the most forgettable one that I've seen. And there's not much more I can say. I did win this bout of Pokemon, though. I wiped the floor with Andrew with the Flareon deck, even though he beat me in the first one. That's semantics. That one was alright.
That one was silly and fun.
I think the Vader stuff was kind of the same as the last one, but Darth Maul was funny, and I think Luke having like a gaggle of like teenage girl fans is pretty interesting, but everything else is kind of like eh. That one felt more like it was a collection of bits and not an actual story, where the last one had like plot elements to it. This was kind of like, what if they were just walking around?
That was like let's see how many silly things we can put in this. Like silly things with recognizable characters.
Darth Maul as Death Star head was very funny.
That was good.
I'll give him points. But we have I think we only have one more technically, and it's like a 40-minute one. Naively, we thought we only had one movie left. The IMDb list that I used to create the initial lineup was missing too. Don't worry, we'll cover those today as well. But first up is LEGO Star Wars Holiday Special. The Holiday Special has a pretty infamous history, as the real-life version of it was so bad nobody seems to want to be associated with it. This, luckily, is its own separate thing. It follows Rey, who's struggling to teach Finn the ways of the Force. So she goes to a temple for guidance. When there, she finds a key that allows her to travel through space and time, and through her interactions with figures from the past, learns what she's been doing wrong. I was pretty hesitant going into this one solely because I'm not the biggest fan of the sequel trilogy, but I was surprised at how good this movie was. The story and message were wholesome. The characters had actual personalities beyond being vessels for jokes, and I think it was all wrapped up nicely in a little bow. This is something we'll speak on more after we watch Summer Vacation, but somehow the interpretations of the sequel cast feels less Flanderizing than the original movies. Sure, it is a movie for idiot babies, but so is most of Star Wars as a whole. When someone says a franchise is for kids, it's not inherently negative. It just means it's targeted towards that demographic. You're still welcome to enjoy it as an adult. I mean, come on, look what I do for a job. These feel more like family movies, something that a parent could sit down with their kids and enjoy and get something out of. Personally, I think the bits they got off in Holiday Special were mostly misses, but it's not as bad as some of the awful DC Lego movies. They're really bad sometimes.
Kind of popped off there. I'm not gonna lie. I really with that.
It did just feel like playing.
Yeah, it was
Like,
fun. They played the hits. You know what I mean?
They did the funny stuff. I think
There was a lot of epic playing happening.
there weren't. I think the only complaint is there none of the jokes hit. Like,
No, okay, but like, okay, imagine you're 7.
yeah.
Imagine you're 7. He goes like zappy zap and
But-
ooh, make with the evil and make with the fighty fight.
Like I'm saying,
that's
like,
exactly what a 7-year-old.
The other ones we watched, though, the bits were still funny to us. I think they kind of made them a little too juvenile. Like, obviously, again, we're not the target audience for this, right? There were still some ones that I think were like all right in this. I think the story was good. It was playing again. It had a good message. The ending was pretty heartwarming to me. It felt very. I kind of felt like I was Christmas spirited up for a second there.
Yeah.
But that wasn't the worst one we'd watched, but far from it.
I want to be honest. This may be the piece of like sequel trilogy media that I have enjoyed the most. Like,
Yeah. Summer Vacation was the same way for me. It's a solid story with good heart and great characterizations. Finn had more development in this one movie than the entire sequel trilogy. It was super impressive. The movie follows the crew on a summer vacation where Finn feels like he was left behind by his friends. After being visited by Force ghosts of older characters, he then realizes it's not just a friendship, it's a family, and they should always be together. I thought the Vader-Palpatine relationship here was hilarious. They felt like a married couple on the verge of divorce. I really enjoyed everything with Obi-Wan's story too, and I liked seeing a version of Ben Solo as a kid. All of the Reddit-coded prequel references were quite funny, and none of the jokes undercut the more emotional story beats. They really have a handle on how to work things here.
your Flanderization comment that you made was good about how this is less Flanderizing than the movies. Like, this actually developed the characters. And it's like, dude, I did not expect that from baby Lego movie.
I think the big difference is, like, none of the bits they did undercut the moments that were meant to be emotional. And, like, yeah, it's for kids, but it also feels like it's less for kids than the movies are, which is crazy because it's Lego. They had personality. I don't think Finn really had a personality in any, because they did a terrible job with his character. I don't think anybody had personality.
Every character in the movie was just going like, uh-oh, that thing that just happened. Like, maybe I am like an idiot, right? Because like Star Wars got me. But then having the whole thing where Finn like, oh, I'm gonna go look for Force-sensitive young people, and like, oh, like, these are my boys. Like, I don't know, like, making something actually important and like emphasizing it, like the shit with Finn and Poe, like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess at a base level, they somehow felt like they were more of a family in this movie, despite them never really being on screen at the same time they did at any point in the sequel trilogy.
Yeah.
This, they're doing real stories, real themes, and like they have like what feels like a set start and end point for every character, and it feels fulfilling when you finish it. And I think our plan is we're gonna watch. We have one more to watch, Terrifying Tales, and we're gonna get really drunk tonight and come home at like 3 a.m. and watch Terrifying Tales.
Yeah,
What if it makes us cry? What if we get really emotional? We're like. Yeah. Okay, so that was the plan, to go to karaoke, get wasted, and come home and watch the movie. Obviously, that's not going to happen. In fact, the only real remnant I have from that night is whatever this video is. Andrew, name your three.
I don't know this song like that. If you do Young and Beautiful, I'm in.
Name your 3 favorite Star Wars characters.
3 favorite? Okay, Asherad Head, aka Darth Crate.
Oshawott. Anyways, a couple days later, we got around to Terrifying Tales, our final movie. Our thinking was, hey, the last few of these have been pretty good. Let's invite a couple more friends over for the final one. If they truly are family movies, then everybody can enjoy them. right? Well, that would have been the case, but Terrifying Tales sucked. The only thing I really enjoyed about this movie was Gabara the Hutt, or whatever his name was, because he shares the same voice actor with Master Shake from Aqua Teen Hunger Force, one of the greatest shows ever made. This one is set up almost like an anthology, with Poe hearing stories of different Sith relics from a guy opening a hotel on Mustafar in Vader's old castle. Continuously stopping the plot dead in its tracks for an unrelated story does not help the already 45-minute movie feel any shorter. It drags on and does nothing interesting with any of the characters presented. Andy actually left for work in the middle of it, and I think that was the right choice. The only words we could really muster after getting through it were, "Well, that sucked." At the end of the movie, the bad guy creates some kind of Sith mech out of all the relics because, I don't know, why not? And then he falls into the lava like Smeagol in Lord of the Rings. I guess the story about Luke training under Vader was alright, but that's not even a third of the overall movie, and the other two just didn't do it for me. It's really unfortunate to end on such a stinker of a movie. But this whole video, to be fair, was a mixed quality bag. High highs, low lows, and whatever this short was. Again, if you want to see us tackle this premise for the TV shows, let me know down below. I don't usually make videos in this style, and if it's something you want more of, make sure to give the video a like so I know what you guys want to watch. That's really all I have to say. Actually, goodbye.